It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
Well, the cutting room floor, what's on it?
Well, let's talk about White Lotus.
I'm so want to watch Series 3.
But interestingly, when Series 1 and 2 came out, you and I and everyone we worked with was saying tonight is White Lotus night. And we all compare notes the next morning. If you didn't get to see it, you were annoyed because the conversation would all be about that.
Yep, everyone around the water cooler was talking about it, but Married at First Sight's hogging the water cooler at the moment.
Well, I'm not getting the same fervour about this White Lotus season. So this is season 3. I've watched 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 of the episodes. There's 6, 7, 8 to go.
And it's got Schwarzenegger's kid in it.
Yeah, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
What's he like?
He's a very good actor. The character's awful. They're all, see, this is the thing. You don't like anyone, really. That's the whole point. And it's very uncomfortable to watch. White Lotus is always uncomfortable to watch. But I would say this series is a bit slow to get going. We haven't learnt much at episode 5 that wasn't set in place at episode 1. And I know that there's lots of people who are looking for all the clues and saying there's sort of the monkey theme of the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, and that turns up in. And I'm saying, but clues to what? What are the actual major storylines being played out here?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
A lot of these series do this, though. I hope it doesn't go along the ways of Yellowstone. Yellowstone, all of a sudden, they're constantly at country music festivals listening to country music songs.
So it's full of filler.
Yeah, a lot of filler.
Well, these ones are crafted by Mike White. They're all crafted by him. So there shouldn't be no filler because they're individually made to be purposeful and intentional. And maybe the intention is so hidden I can't see it yet. But there was a scene the other night, and it's just interesting how it's being played. Jason Isaacs, who's an English actor, he plays Timothy Ratliff. And Parker Posey is his wife, and he's the father of Patrick Schwarzenegger and 2 other kids.
Okay.
And he is a very rich kind of country club going guy, American family. And while he's there, his whole world starts to fall apart because a dodgy business deal he's done is about to bite him on the bum. The FBI is involved. There may be prison time, and it's all falling apart. And he's watching his family, and he's thinking, what am I going to do? He's having a breakdown over all of this. And as part of that, he can't sleep. So his wife is always taking these sleeping tablets. She said, take one, help you get over your jet lag. He takes one and he zonks out and he thinks, this is what I need to do. I just need to zonk out. So he steals his wife tablets, so he's constantly off his face. And there's a scene where he is talking to his family. He's in a bathroom, his bathrobe, he's dishevelled. He's sitting around talking to them in their villa, and he opens his legs and you see a full shot of his genitals.
Right.
And it's a surprising scene. The family go, oh, put it away, Dad. It's not a serious moment.
No.
But it's shocking to see it.
It can happen to any man.
Has it?
When you have a bit of gape there, might be loose shorts or a gaping robe.
Well, but for an audience, we don't often see full frontal male nudity like this. And there it was in all its glory. Mm-hmm. And what I'm finding interesting, though, is how Jason Isaacs, the actor, is kind of handling the publicity around this, because all the different actors are all doing different bits of publicity for White Lotus season 3. And it seems that time and time again, this is the only thing he gets asked about whether it was a prosthesis, whether it was his own, all of that, and he's getting cranky.
Okay.
So let me ask you this whole prosthetic scene, because obviously it's out there.
I'm not talking about my penis on television. I don't think you'll be asking any actresses about their body parts that appear in the show.
I swear to God, if it happens, I would.
So we can move on.
Yeah.
He sounds a bit terse there.
Well, he's kind of walked back on that a little bit.
And was there another one as well?
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the best actress this year was Mikey Madison at the Oscars, and I don't see anybody discussing her vulva, which was on television all the time. No, I'm not talking about Swedish cars, you know. So I think it's interesting that there's a double standard for men, that when women are naked, Margaret Qualley as well in The Substance, nobody would dream of talking to her.
Well, he's now kind of walked back on that a bit, because he said, look, I said the wrong words in the wrong way. I used the phrase double standard, which I didn't mean. He said, women have been monstrously exploited in a way that men just haven't. So I don't mean that it's harder for men. He said that male nudity in the series had been put there really in this series to redress the unfair balance of nudity on screen, because you see female nudity all the time in these shows.
Yeah.
And he said, but they never get asked about it. He said, women have been exploited forever in cinema and made to be gratuitously naked and asked totally inappropriate questions. But he did say he finds questions about his character's penis embarrassing and inappropriate. saying it's a bit weird and slightly obsessive that's all I'm being asked about.
Dude, you just, this is the difference between English and Australians. Remember we had Murray Bartlett on the show. He played Armand in the first one.
But he didn't show his area.
Yeah, well, he did a shit in a bag.
Yeah, and then went in a suitcase.
And then he licked some guy's bum. Yeah. And we talked about that with him, and he leant into it.
Yeah.
The bum. he loved
followed
it.
Directions.
You got to go with it, bro. You got acting, you just got to go. Don't be precious. Let someone ask you about your penis, you just got to lean into it.
But he probably doesn't want to go into it because I read an article that someone said it was a prosthetic, and he doesn't want that story out there either because you want to say, look, I'm an actor, this is what happens. He doesn't want to say, oh, it wasn't really me.
Well, you just say, I'm a grower, not a shower. And that could happen.
What does that mean?
Well, meaning sometimes... Okay, what happens with the male?
I understand the difference between grow and show in terms of that.
But what happens?
But he doesn't want to say, yes, it was mine if it's not, because that story will come out. And he doesn't want everyone to think it was fake because then that takes away from him being an actor.
The thing is, the stories come out anyway. If I was him, I would just say, yeah, it is what it is.
What answers that?
Well, it is what it is.
What does that mean?
Well, you just say, hey, look at that thing. I tell you, though, if I sit down like that, it looks like I'm sitting on a space hopper.
We did have big nuts.
Yeah.
No one boasts about that.
No one does.
No.
No one does. And as you get older, they just get bigger.
No.
Like an old ram.
Maybe you actually shouldn't be asked about this stuff.
Okay, motherfucker. That's it for today. Come back tomorrow for more Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.